More than 40 million Americans travel to non-English speaking countries every year. Our next innovator provides customized language learning products, including Slang Slider, to help travelers learn the local lingo. Please welcome Jesse Maddox from TripLingo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jesse Maddox. This is Ross Rankin, our COO. And as the CEO of TripLingo, I couldn't be more excited to tell you about the easiest and fastest way to learn a foreign language for travel. We make award-winning applications that help travelers instantly learn a foreign language for their trips. Now, how many of you, quick show of hands, have been to a place where you didn't speak the local language? I'm assuming it's most of you. This is a travel conference after all, and if not, you're kind of like a geek who hasn't seen Star Wars. But what I'm here to tell you about today is what we've come up with is a language learning platform to help you make the most of your experiences abroad. So there's a couple of interesting trends that you should be aware of. One, did you know that there are nearly 1 billion international arrivals every year? Not only that, but in the United States alone, nearly 30 million Americans travel to countries where the primary language is not English. Did you know that the number one reason that individuals choose to learn a language is for travel? And also, that over 80% of travelers, these are your customers, express a desire to learn some of the language when they travel abroad. Not only that, but there are several significant and encouraging trends that point to the unique opportunity that TripLingo has. For one, travelers are becoming increasingly culturally conscious. They want to get off the beaten path and have meaningful experiences. You don't just go to Paris only to see the Eiffel Tower. You go to get a sense for what it's like to be a Parisian and to experience French culture. Another interesting trend is the increase in smartphone penetration, which is affecting industry after industry, and particularly travel, as you all know. Another trend is what we might call an increasing laziness factor. That is, consumers are looking for immediacy. In the context of language learning, no one ever says, I don't want to learn a language. Rather, we're busy, we're rushed, and we simply don't have the 1,000 hours it takes to become fluent, even if we do plan to travel. Here's the problem. When you go to a place where you don't speak the local language, it poses a number of obstacles, ranging from the fear and frustration of a foreign locale, your inability to communicate in the most basic way, the frustration of being marked as a tourist, and safety concerns like being able to call the police or letting the waiter know you have a gluten allergy. And I don't know if any of you have ever tried to ask where the bathroom is using only your hands, but trust me, it's a little bit embarrassing. So what it really comes down to is that most travelers cannot maximize their travel experience. Surely there's an app for that, as the cliche goes. Well, that's what The Guardian thought when earlier this year, they released a survey that they did of language learning apps for the smartphone. Here's what they had to say. Apps have enormous potential for language learning, but we were disappointed. The sector would benefit from newcomers with fresh perspectives. Which brings me to TripLingo. We help travelers dive into a language quickly and easily and allow them to navigate the language and culture with ease. We provide a heightened sense of security. We help them build rapport with locals, and we're never more than an arm's length away. So, I'd like to quickly walk you through a few of the features that make us unique. The first is our patent-pending customization process. We recognize that every traveler and every trip is different, and our customization process creates a unique phrase list for each user based on their interests, their personality, with the trip purpose of their trip, and importantly, any special needs they have. If you don't have a peanut allergy, it's a waste of your time to be bothered with that phrase. But if you do have a peanut allergy, it's really important to know that. Another feature that's beloved by our users is the Slang Slider. Also patent pending, the Slang Slider shows you formal, casual, slang, and crazy ways to say each phrase. It allows you to vary the content of what you're saying based on the context and your mood. It's the difference between, excuse me, where's the restroom, where's the bathroom, I gotta go, and I'm about to explode. TripLingo works without an internet connection, so you don't need to worry about coming back to a $1,000 roaming bill. In addition, every phrase comes with cultural information to let you know when that phrase is appropriate, why you would use it, and what exactly it means. Beyond that, TripLingo includes information on the culture and customs and etiquette, so that in France, for instance, when you greet someone, you don't actually kiss their cheek, you kiss the air, helping you avoid faux pas like that. In addition, TripLingo includes a dictionary with several thousand words, so that whatever word you need to find, it's right at your fingertips whenever you need it. Our intelligent learning system includes built-in flashcards that utilize state-of-the-art educational principles and blend them seamlessly into our app. It helps you focus on phrases that you're having trouble with while reinforcing those that you already know. In addition, TripLingo's content is second to none. It's easy to use, and our slow and normal audio, high-quality audio files, make sure that you nail the pronunciation every single time. What it comes down to is that we are better, faster, easier, and cheaper than anything else on the market. So, while we're excited to announce and just explain to you TripLingo, we currently offer over 14 languages, meaning that we cover over 80% of American travelers to foreign destinations. We're also on every major device, and our app sells for $10 in each app store, as well as a $10 recurring charge for our web-based version. And again, while I'm excited to announce, I want to talk about a few user stories to help show you some of the value. There's the lady that went to Italy, and when she asked for a bill, used the crazy version. And the waitstaff was so blown away, they comped her wine. There's a gentleman in Barcelona whose taxi companions thought he was fluent in Spanish, even though he was just sitting in the front seat using TripLingo. We've even saved a life. A gentleman and his friends were traveling in France, and in Nice came to a restaurant where none of the waitstaff spoke any English. One of the companions had a peanut allergy, and they could not communicate that. So they decided to go the safe route and order a sandwich. At the last minute, as the sandwich arrived, one of the friends remembered that TripLingo included allergy information, and it turns out that sandwich did in fact have peanuts in it. And while I'm excited to tell you about some of these great features, what I'm really excited to announce is the launch of our co-branding platform designed for you in the travel industry. We're talking about airlines, tour operators, agencies, language schools. Our co-branding platform enables you to take advantage of our innovations and our technology to enhance your brand, to add value to your customers, and to drive repeat business. Now, even though we're just launching our co-branding platform today, what I want to say is a few of our partners say that it's a no-brainer to work with us. And even though we're just announcing the launch of our co-branding platform today, we've already got several major players in the travel space working with us. This includes Explorica, which sends tens of thousands of kids a year to Europe on study abroad trips. Student Universe, a leading provider of deals to students with millions of members. Mundo Joven, one of the largest travel agencies in Mexico with 32 branches. UMI Hotels, based out of London, and we're just getting started. And it's not just our partners and our mothers that like us. We've received a number of recognition from a number of major news outlets, as well as awards from a plethora of travel and technology associations. We've been featured by the Apple App Store as new and noteworthy, what's hot, staff favorites, top education apps. We have 2 patents pending and over 40,000 downloads to date, with only consumers buying it before any of our channel sales have kicked in. Now, in closing, I'd like to reiterate a few points. One, we make travel less frustrating and also help people have meaningful experiences they wouldn't have otherwise. Our co-branding platform allows our partners in the travel industry to offer that enhanced value to their consumers. Also, travel is no longer equal to just sightseeing. It's more culturally oriented, and ultimately it's about experiences that are more meaningful, more rich, and ultimately more satisfying. So we're here today to talk to you in the travel industry. We're excited about the partners we have lined up. We're excited about what lies ahead, and we hope that you want to be a part of that with us. Thank you.
So that was really refreshing. I really enjoyed that, and maybe you guys are the guys who are actually going to crack this thing, because it should be that when we all travel, we make a real effort. I think that's one of the great things about travel, is we can learn something new, have this sort of mastery experience where we become a little bit better at French or Italian or whatever. I don't actually think a lot of people are going to do it. What I think would be really interesting is if you turned the whole thing around and did it for English. So all those people who are coming to, I mean, fact is, it's very non-PC to say it, but English is the go, man. It's like,
we're actually launching our Spanish to English version next month. That's one of the reasons we did Windows Phone, is because of their partnership with Nokia. In India, 40% of customers use Nokia. Obviously, there's a lot more demand for people learning English than the other way around. But
that's really exciting from my point of view, because I think there's a lot more desire on the part of travelers to English-speaking countries to learn our language than, frankly, we're all a bit lazy, and we've got the #1 language. We don't really need to do that.
I disagree totally with you, Ron.
Sacré bleu.
It's a very American thing to say, although you're not American. But I'm French, and I think it's marvelous to be traveling and be able to speak the language of other people. That's the way to learn the culture and everything. So I think your application is very cute. I like the slang slider, and I would download it and use it. My concern is not there. I think that my concern is how much money can you make out of that, because it's $10 a pop, and it's not that huge of a market. So first, and secondly, can you get it right? Because I've been involved through the 20 last year in a lot of technology involving translation and language and so on. Very hard to get it right. You had a demo in French. There was 2 mistakes in your demo. So it's very hard to take it right and not have mistakes in translation and stuff unless you have a lot of human involved.
Sure. Just to quickly address the first point about money, the app costs $10, but the way it works with the partner is, say you're leaving in 4 months for a trip, we give you a package deal which gives you monthly access to our web version, so $10 a month. So say that's 4 months plus $10 for the app. It's a $50 value. We sell it $20 and give $5 to our partners. So that, one, is a big incentive for them, and also it makes the money that we get, increases it by.
So I thought the #1 reason people learn languages was to graduate from college. I'd like to know that it's actually to travel. I'm concerned about the price point. I think the market may beat you down on that, especially when Google Translate can at least give you some utility. But one of the questions I'm wondering is, so I can be very articulate and ask the great question, but I can't understand what the answer is. How are you going to help me figure that out?
Right. So we see it not just as a utility, but also as an education tool. So the answers are embedded in there as well. And even if, a lot of times people do speak a little bit of English, but you speaking a foreign language creates an interaction with them where they become a fan of yours, they enjoy it, and you're having a meaningful experience that you wouldn't have otherwise. So even if you can't necessarily understand them back, it's not really a...
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
Thanks.